Namaskar and welcome to my new episode of Career Mantras by Pradeep Ramani. As you know, I have been hosting programs exclusively for the youths, students, job seekers under this banner of Career Mantras by Pradeep Ramani. Last few weeks I was off because I was working on some other project. Suddenly, when we saw the upheaval or the turmoil in the education system and its impact on thousands and thousands of students who protested at Jantar Mantra expressing their annoyance and frustration. This was of course related to NEET exam and failure of NTA, but at the back of it, there's something bigger than this was prevailing. What is that? Today in this program, we'll talk about what ails India's education system. What makes it sick? Why India is not able to produce world-class teaching institutions or the quality of education they are not able to provide to their large number of children or the youths. I have jotted down certain points, and for my audience, I will read it out with some points categorizing where is the problem and if something is to be done, what we need to do, the government needs to do. The first problem which I have jotted down or I have identified is the regular experiments on the courses or the subjects or the curriculum, right from the primary level to higher education level. It must stop. The children are not the scapegoat, the guinea pigs. You can't make experiments with the changes syllabus and curriculum right from the primary to secondary or higher secondary or in the college level. There must be uniformity. The second point which I have raised is lack of uniform or perfect syllabus across India, keeping global standard and future ready subjects. What we have been teaching to our students or the young generation, which may not be matching to the global standard and make them future ready. And it is only because there have been a lot of experiments going on. India is a vast country, we know, but at the same time, we expect there should be some kind of uniform education system. At the same time, the courses and syllabus and curriculum. I also find the three language system is the best for our country. We have been debating, and I don't want to go in such kind of unnecessary subjects right now, but it is clear in India we find three language system is the best. One, which will be almost like what we call the international language or international language based subjects, and undoubtedly it is English. Then the national language to great speakers, number of people speaking Hindi. Hindi is the language which connects everybody in one what you call line in India. So Hindi should also be taught, or the importance should be given to Hindi right from Kanyakumari to what you call Kashmir. We cannot neglect that. At the same time, the local language, the regional language, or the statewide language, what we speak in India, should also be given equally importance, especially in the primary level. So three language system which I believe will eliminate the confusion amongst the teachers or academia. Of course, children are also there who are widely confused and always in doubt. The fourth point, the school fee system, especially when you compare with the private and public schools or the government school, you find there's a lot of anomalies. Where the government schools, the fees are very, very less, and it should be. Rather, in many countries, the primary and secondary educations are almost free for everybody. Like one of my friends, Mr. Pradeep Biswal, an IAS CEO, he had been to Sri Lanka for quite some time, and he says that Sri Lanka, most of health and education systems are free for everybody. Why can't India? If even if suppose we are allowing private institutions to get into education, there should be some kind of rationality. There should not be the free hand given to them as far the fees and other things are concerned. And because of that, the most of the parents feel that educating children in India has become out of hand. The fifth and very important point which I like to talk about is which many of the academicians, intellectuals, they feel the lack of serious efforts to fill up the vacancies existing in Indian schools, colleges, universities, especially in the government sector. There's been hardly any serious efforts to fill those vacancies, not only in teaching but also non-teaching staff. And this particular the gap is very high. We are having a lot of surplus educated manpower who's come country, but still we are not getting right teachers or the faculties or the staff for our schools, colleges, and universities. It's a matter of concern, and this would rather is contradicts what we see and what is happening around. The vacancies do appear, but it is just like nothing. The kind of vacancies what exactly exist in schools and colleges across the country. And when I'm talking mostly in the states like UP, Bihar, MP, Orissa, Jharkhand, or maybe Bengal and other states. In some states, of course, the things are better. In most cases, you find the schools, the colleges, and universities are run with ad hoc teachers, the contractual teachers. How can you expect the teachers will be offering the same quality of education to our students? Why not permanent teaching staff or non-teaching staffs are employed with full accountability on the performance, the development, the results, and overall the standard of teaching? So this is another point which I'd like to emphasize upon. There should be serious effort from the government side to fill up the vacancy and ensure all the teaching staff, non-teaching staff, they are permanently engaged. When the recruitment, we are talking about filling the vacancies, it also again is another problem, the rampant irregularities in teachers' recruitment, transfers and posting. This is really matter of concern and probably one of the reasons the corruptions do take place in education system. Whether it is primary schools, the secondary schools, or the higher secondary schools, colleges, everywhere. The recruitment irregularities are so big, industry kind of thing, which is, if I say, there will be another debate on that, so I'll not go in debate details, but I can say this much, the irregularities must be stopped. Who will stop? It's a government system. The government must ensure that the transparent recruitment systems take place across the country, across schools, college and university. It must be very transparent, what you call transparent and fast. Now, we also see there is no serious or efforts for the what you call policies related to the education institution, especially for all free hands given to the private institutes. Probably it is deliberately done. The private institutions have been given deliberately free hand to do what they want in the name of autonomous, in the name of giving freedom to them to operate in the own way. And here only because of this, the fees in private institutions, starting from primary level to the medical and other higher education system is so high, a common man cannot think of getting it. And if parents are forced, they are forced under a lot of what you call difficulties. They find that it has affected their budget, and most of them parents, they say that we are forced to uh, cut other expenses to meet the education of their wards or children. Now, why multiple agencies? Like especially we see that we have in India CBS system, ICSC system, HSS system, or BSS system like that. So why not there should be one single agency to be introduced, which will be taking care of entire primary and secondary school system like CBSE or ICSE, whatever is there. The difference in curriculum and all, that also makes it very difficult for the students being transferred from CBS to ICSE or vice versa. It should not be. Now, the other point which I will do, that course or the what you call the contents are not pragmatic and not matching to the global education standard. The political in-house courses syllabus are bad for the healthy India. So I must repeat, the course and contents are not pragmatic and not matching to the global education standard. Political influence on course and syllabus are bad for the healthy India. It is a bad precedent and it must be stopped. Another point which I feel that should be discussed here, the teachers and faculties must not be engaged in any other job rather than teaching except during the long holidays like summer vacation or winter vacations. In India, teachers are the scapegoats. They are put into various other jobs, whether it is census or election or whatever is there, impacting greatly or grossly the quality of education in schools or the primary and the secondary level. So who are the sufferers? The students are the sufferers. They are put under severe mental stress when the courses are not completed in time, and teachers have got reasons to say they were engaged in some other jobs rather than the teaching. Another very interesting thing which I believe that it is only which happens in India is visits of netas and VIP to the educational institutes which disturb students. In many a times during netas visits or the, what you call VIPs visits, students are made to stand to welcome them, and it is continuously for hours together. What is this? This is a kind of drama. Why students should be made to welcome teachers and all? Why not there should be silent visits of teachers and VIPs to the schools without affecting the quality of education? Students are not to be engaged as an entertainer for the netas and so-called VIPs. And it is regularly happening many a times for 4, 5 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, sitting in the outside the schools and dancing in front of VIPs and all. What is that? It is a sheer dramabaji. It should not be. Why not sufficient number of B.Ed colleges are open? In fact, the very tragic point is that in most states, including Orissa, we don't find number of the government-run education institutions providing B.Ed the courses. And if not, so naturally the private B.Ed colleges have mushroomed. They are just offering degrees, nothing else. It means the holistic development in the quality of teachers in offering quality education is missing along. And that is absolutely worst thing. When India has got a lot of quality teachers and all, unemployed people, they should be given the proper chances to develop their teaching skills. Now, we find another point is the difference between the public and the government or the private education system must not be more than, I'm talking about the school fees. If private schools are allowed to be run, the fee difference must not be more than 30% at any cost. If they are given the free hands, So naturally, the exploitation of parents, as far as the school fees are concerned, in the name of uniform, the books, and other things, are so exorbitant that many of them, they virtually cry, and they feel that it is a punishment to them. Another point, which again, which I like to talk about, is who should be assigned to design the course curriculum. NCERT should be made accountable for designing the course curriculum for the entire country, all states put together. And it should be widely used, especially in the secondary and higher secondary level. In primary level, state Council of Education, Research and Training like NCERT can be allowed, but only for the primary level. If there's again clash between SCERT and NCERT, the different difficulties are faced by the students. The textbooks carry the different subjects. Now, considering interest diversities in language and religion, culture, one special course should be also included to bring harmony amongst students. We are a diverse country. There should be a kind of uniformity as far as what you call teaching the local art and culture, heritage, and also human values, what we see in other countries like Japan, where the primary level especially, the students are taught only the human skills, the basic skills to be good, like character, the patriotism, and all these things are taught. So that again we are missing. The objections based on the test, no, I'm just correcting, I'm sorry. Objective based questions which are asked in most of these important exams should be avoided. Objective tests are very easy, and it does not virtually judge the intellect of what you call students or the what you call examinees. And this particular system, I believe, has made the job for the teaching staff as well as evaluators easy. At the same time, students also find it easy to remember those questions and answers and shortcuts and get 100 out of 100, whereas they're hollow from within. There should be exclusively a limitation of objective based questions, not more than 30%. The rest 70% or more should be based on the extensive studies, and the question answer should be subjective. If that is so, you'll find dramatic improvement in the quality of education, and the level of understanding of the subject amongst children or the students will be far better. Mushroom coaching institutes we have seen around every nook and corner. What is that, and why it is only because when the government schools or the parents are not happy with the quality of teaching in the schools, they put their children or the wards to private coaching institutes to ensure overall development. Otherwise, they can't compete in the national level exams, especially the exams like NEET or JEE or UPSC or SSB, RRB, NDA, like important tough exams. But this has also made the job of school teachers or the college very easy. They take it like that. The students will they will be competing through the coaching institutes, so they don't feel accountable for the what you call degradation in the quality of education which they are supposed to be offering. In my opinion, coaching institutes only be restricted to certain tough exams like UPSC, not for any other. Today we find students right from the standard 2, 3, 4, they are made to go to tuition, they were made to go for coachings and all. What is that? The students are not for experiments. They also need relaxation. They need time to breathe. They need time to play. The kind of stress the entire system has put in, they are unable to, and that's the reason youths are the totally frustrated lots into the time. The last and very important point which I like to mention about the quality of infrastructure in government schools, colleges must be at par with the global standard. In many schools, there's no toilet. In many schools, there's no drinking water facilities. There are no many schools. There's no proper building, and that speaks how poorly we have done justice to our education system. So these are the 25 points which I have discussed today are the reasons of India's ailing education system. I believe that my video can be shared with authorities who can. It's not that they are not aware about, but it is time to think again and start working to clean or revamp the education system with the hope that in coming days the Indian education system will be revamped and improved to match the global standard. I once again thank all my viewers for watching this video. Namaskar and thank you once again.